In today's top trender, 3 and Out.
A college football player headed for the NFL has revealed that he is gay.
Michael Sam, SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm an openly proud gay man. I'm not afraid of who I am.
One of the top college football prospects comes out ahead of the NFL draft.
I want to be a football player in the NFL.
The 24-year-old, expected to be taken early round of the NFL draft come April, is now poised to become pro football's first openly gay player.
If I work hard, if I make plays, that's all that should matter.
The NFL has already issued the statement saying how courageous Michael Sam is for coming out and making this admission.
I'm happy who I am. I know how to play the game. I'm a football player, and that's all that matters.
Joining us tonight, Mike Rogers of Raw Story has been with this Raw Story for the last 10 years. Congratulations on you guys' anniversary there, Mike. Also a gay activist and has been very active in the activism for the gays in this country, and a very brave reporter, I say, if I can say that tonight. You bet. Mike, you know, Michael Sam, this is such a different situation. We're not talking about a guy who's Division II that might get a look. We're not talking about a guy who might be a free agent who's going to sign him. This guy is prime time. He's one of the best football players in the country. He was the Southeastern Conference Defensive Player of the Year. We're going to find out what NFL owners really think about diversity in our society. What if he gets snubbed on draft day? What kind of backlash would that bring in society, in your opinion? What's your call on this?
You know, I think at this time, when you look at what's happening in the country in a larger cultural arc, you have to be politically blind to not realize how far we've come. You look at business, for example. They've turned the corner. We're there. We're done. Business gets it. And football is big business, and he's among the best. And I think what we'll see in just 3 months, 3 short months, because everyone will be focusing on it, we will see whether or not football stands up for its non-discrimination clause that's now 4 years old.
Now, there's been a number of different comments that have been made. An NFL player, personnel assistant speaking anonymously to Sports Illustrated, said that they don't think football was ready for a gay player yet, and it would chemically imbalance an NFL locker room and meeting room. What do you make of that statement? I mean, that might be what NFL owners and head coaches and general managers are thinking.
You know, I think you might see some of that in some old school teams and some folks who aren't with the current cultural trend. And this unnamed source who refuses to speak out clearly, I don't think, gets it, because Michael Sam's colleagues were so supportive at his college that they're just the people who are a few years away from football. So while one person who is an assistant personnel coach wants to knock down Michael Sam and his honesty, that's what this is really about, his honesty, I don't think it's reflective really of what's happening in the country today. And I think that if anybody finds out who that is, they'll probably hold them accountable for that.
Well, is much for me to assume that if a team takes him early, I mean, you got millions of dollars that's going to be invested in this guy. If he's picked in the first couple of rounds, he'll be a huge story. And all of a sudden, there will be gay fans all over the country that will get behind the team that selected this player. I mean, is there a business angle to this and a big windfall for the team that makes a move on this?
You know, I was watching TV the other day, and I saw that some of those NFL jerseys are well over $100. I don't own one, but you can be rest assured the day he is picked up, I will be ordering at least 2 of those jerseys, because I will want to support the team, and many, many millions of people in my community will step up to the plate and support the NFL and the team that makes this happen. It's a marketing boon. And again, this is big business. That's what it's going to come down to. And he is really good. He's not a, is he good or is he bad? He'll be snapped right up. I really believe that.
Well, that was my first question. What happens if he gets snubbed? You just never know. There was a punter for the Minnesota Vikings who was just a gay activist and spoke up and was warned, and basically he's been blackballed out of the league. He's not in the league right now. There's some legal action going on there. That's why this is such a huge story as well. The other thing is, there's the Combine coming up on February 22nd that's going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana. They ask a lot of questions, personal questions, They may even ask him, would you not hit on our players? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, they're going to want to know that in the locker room, in a team setting, that this is never going to be an issue, that his personal life is not going to be brought into the business setting of the NFL. How does that play?
Well, I think it'll play very well. Our good friends, my good friends at GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, have been working with every major league sport, from the National Football League to Major League Baseball to the soccer leagues to the NBA. And I think that the education that will go on, and this will certainly accelerate that education, Ed, no doubt, they'll receive the right messages and what's appropriate and what isn't. And the same questions that will be asked of everybody, I think, are the questions that are legitimate. So.
Yeah. We'll see. Mike Rogers, well, one thing is for sure, he just brought the interest of the NFL up on the offseason quite a bit. You and I are talking about it, the country's talking about it, and the Combine, of course, is going to be a huge story as well. And again, the thing that makes this so intriguing is that he's first, okay? He's the first openly gay player. No player at this of his ability has had the courage to do something like this. How will the NFL respond? They can make the statements, but it all comes down to the pick, because everybody's going to need a player as good as this guy. Going to be interesting. Mike Rogers, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ed.